Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Woo. So excited to be here tonight with Becoming a Self-Care Success in 8 Easy Steps. I am joined tonight with our live guest, Gwen. Say hi, Gwen.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, and with permission, I am going to record this and we are just going to have a dialogue. Tonight, what I really felt in my heart was to really, we'll say, just kind of like open up the cupboards, as it were, and just go to the back and get those little things that have been back there and bring them up to the forefront. My life has been through, I've been through a lot in my 51 years of living. And I just felt within myself, it was things that I had been through, things that I'm going through, different things like that, that I really wanted to share. And I really wanted to bring some, just some transparency and just highlight things. So my format for tonight is to go through each of the subjects or the topics that are here, to just bring some insight, drop some nuggets, take notes, and ask questions. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, so at the very top I have here, ask for help. Okay, and so asking for help, even with taking a deep breath there. I grew up with feeling as if I had to do everything. And that is something that I realized that a lot of people actually feel within themselves. Like the responsibility is yours. You've got to figure
Mm-hmm.
out everything. Okay, you're already saying, you got to figure out everything. You got to come up with a solution, and it's you. And then I realized from that aspect that it was too much on my shoulders. It was too much to carry. And so I realized that it was time to ask for help. And asking for help, excuse me, did not mean that I was weak, that I was incapable, that I was incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking, and it was just something I got like an awareness in me that asking for help actually can be a sign of confidence, because now I'm maybe asking somebody else that can do the thing that I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
So it wasn't a thing of like weakness. It was literally a thing of, I know you're good at figuring out this, that, and the other. Can you help me? And it also became a learning opportunity for me as well. Because with asking X, Y, and Z of all the different things that I needed help with, now I'm having an opportunity to learn from them. So that was the biggest thing. It's okay. Ask for help. Do you have any feedback on that? Come on in the conversation.
Yeah, that's something that's been on my mind as far as remember when I told you I was trying to or aspiring to write a book. And
Yes.
so, you know, a lot of things I need to figure out, but I need help.
Need help.
So um that's what I'm gonna have to do. And you just brought it to the forefront with me as far as what I was thinking anyway.
Is to ask for help. I
Yes.
love it. Okay. And then the second one is to put yourself first. So this was really something that was a long path of working through. For me, it was a thing of being the firstborn. That's where it really started. Where, just kind of helping in the family, helping with my
Mm-hmm.
brothers and helping with all these different things and making sure that everybody else was taken care of. And then me. Or even as simple as fixing everybody else's plate and then I ate what was left.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a mindset.
Yes.
It really is. And so when you see any of my posts, or we spend time in conversation, you'll hear me say a lot, make yourself a priority. When I first started saying that, it was an unfulfilled self-prophecy. It was unfulfilled, because at the same time of saying that, I began to then have to live that out and realize it's okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to put, I can put me first. So here it is. So what the very first couple of things that I would do, it started off with, like, I would say, like, the different, let me see, let me give you a really, really good example of putting myself first. Would be, okay, we'll say, like, fixing my plate. I don't have to fix everybody else's plate. We'll use that example. They need to eat.
Yeah.
All my people need to eat, but I'm gonna fix my plate. I'm gonna fix my plate. The other thing would be something like just a mindset of, when I have different errands and different things that need to be done, let's pull my things up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay, what do I need to do? What does Shalynne do?
Right.
See, that all goes into putting yourself first. And truly, honestly, the one of the main things that always stood out to me, and you've heard this, it's not brand new, but when we be on the airplane,
Right.
we got to put my mask on first.
Yep.
I can have oxygen before I can't even help you, baby. If I ain't breathing, I can't help you. So that used to be a scenario that I would play over and over in my mind, that I got to put my own mask on, oxygen
Mhm.
mask first, if I can help you. I can't help you if I'm not healthy. I can't help you if I'm not balanced. I can't help you. You know what I mean? My example of my life is not going to help as best as it really can. Put
Like that old saying, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
happy wife, happy life,
Yes.
all them same things. Yes.
Right.
And I found that when I chose myself for different things, no matter what it was, I definitely felt more confident in myself. I felt better, like I even come up, like my shoulders go back. I feel
Hmm.
more equipped to help someone else, because I haven't forgotten about me. I can't forget
That's
about
good.
me. I'm important too.
Right.
Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Okay, the next one is enjoy staycations. So I have a background of 14 and a half years of actually being at home, raising the boys, being at home. And it was actually during that time that I understood the beauty of just being at home. Then everything
Hmm.
came full circle again when it got back to the pandemic, and there was just that opportunity. You had to stay at home, get off the street,
Hmm.
curfew, da da da, and you stayed at home. But then I started to realize that the more busyness and the more things that we have going on in our lives, we can miss we can miss milestones, and we can miss those important things in
Hmm.
our lives. So when I talk about enjoying the staycations, there's nothing wrong with not running errands every day. There's nothing wrong with, either reading a book in a nice spot in the house with the candle or
Hmm.
diffuser, you know what I mean? Or giving yourself a pedicure, or, whatever it is. Enjoy the staycation, because in that moment, you may have an awareness of a great idea. You may feel at peace. You may just be able to just take that opportunity to do that. So I'm going to tell you, my staycations encompasses an early morning. I actually call it my 5:30. It's 5:30 a.m. typically on Mondays. That's really Mondays. And it's called
Mm-hmm.
Shalynne's Elevate Power Hour.
Okay.
That's my time. That's my time. So in that time, I'm, maybe reading 10 minutes, 10 pages from a personal development book that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing in my journal. I'm either in my prayer journal, my gratitude
Mm-hmm.
journal, which I've been keeping that every month since I think it's 2017. Each month,
Okay.
I'm writing in the good things that have happened. And when I feel as if I'm having a hard time or I need to be reminded of how blessed my life really is,
Right.
I'm gonna go
Yes.
back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at the things and see the good things that have happened. So when we
Mm-hmm.
when we enjoy those staycations, it's just the moment in the day, in the week, to sit and be still and just say, this is my moment. And
Mm-hmm.
when you do those staycations, I found that ties back to putting yourself first. So
Yes.
it all comes together. How does those two resonate with you?
That sounds great. I do have my prayer time in the mornings, that I
Okay.
make because I get up early with Tyree because he has to be leave so early. And so I use that time as like my peaceful, you know, time just to meditate,
Yeah.
pray,
Hmm.
and things like that. So
I love it.
um I do like the idea of the gratitude journal.
Hmm. And it's okay. I have multiple journals. I tell people all the time, if you strike one match over here, this thing gonna burn for at least
Y-
let that's a fire. That thing is gonna burn because
yeah.
there is journals and of course yarn too, but there is
Yes.
journals on top of journals. I have
I
a I
know.
have a business journal where I'm writing in, all the different
Right.
things, the things, what's happening, the trends, whatever I'm seeing. I have
Mm-hmm.
that, the prayer journal, the gratitude journal. Yes, journals on journals. Okay.
And I've been putting my prayer warrior journal to good
Oh,
use. So I
good.
love it. I'm gonna probably have to end up ordering another one.
I hear you. Yes. And it's something
Yeah.
about having a journal that just connects with the mindset and the path in which, you know what I mean, of what you're doing. So that's why I kind of like to separate the two, or
Mm-hmm.
the three, really, the four, but you know what I'm trying to say. I like to
Yeah.
separate them.
Right. Right.
Okay, so set boundaries. The biggest thing that I found with setting boundaries is that the word yes is an answer as well as no. They're both answers. And I found that when I would be more in my people pleasing type of mode,
Mm-hmm.
saying yes to others was saying no to me
Mm.
because I'm doing more things over and beyond extending myself, doing too much, not putting myself first, you know what I mean, and doing
Right.
so many things. And once again, you have to hear my heart. Yes, we're going to do things. We're going to do things for other people. We are.
Right.
But I cannot stress enough. If all of those things is always pushing you to a no because now you can't do this or now you can't go this and that's and the other, it's okay to say no. Now I'm going to take this one step further. Have you ever been in a place, rhetorical, you don't have to answer this, okay? But have you ever been in a place that somebody asked you to do something and you say no, and then you add more to it?
Mm.
Why?
Right. Right.
No, I had to practice that.
Yes. Like you
No,
could say no, but maybe I'll do this for you, and but not what you originally asked me for, but I'll be willing to do,
either
when
way.
you don't have time to do it.
then
And
you're
so
not gonna say yes.
why are you still trying to people please?
And why are you trying to do it? So I would literally, if the answer is no, I don't need to say no because da 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 da. I don't have to give a, but I don't have, no, I had to say, Shalynne, wait, set boundaries. If and I have to have a criteria, honestly. If you ask me to do something and I can just say yes, then that's fine. If you ask me
Right.
to do something and I have to say no, it's no. And I don't have to say, I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
Right, right.
I don't have to apologize for, right, for saying no to something that I can't do. So in order to free myself from that, I literally would practice it. People would ask me to do something and I would say, I literally would say, no, that doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the honest to God truth.
Right.
It doesn't work. That's not mean. That's not snooty. That's not bougie. That's not whatever the term would be. That it's none of those things. And it feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable probably to say no, because then you go, like we said already, you go into people pleasing, you go into, well, what are they gonna think about me? Right? What are they gonna
Right.
what are they gonna think about me because I'm not doing what they need? They could possibly learn something from you to actually say, wow, she told me no. She couldn't do it. Okay. And on the flip side of that, I began to realize that I think I would have a problem when somebody told me no. So there was a lot of little aspects that went into setting different boundaries. This is my boundary. I can only do this much right here. And this is how far I'm going. So if somebody asks me to do something and we're going over that, now I've overstepped my boundary. They've overstepped
Mm.
my boundary, or
Yeah.
I allowed them to overstep my boundaries, which means that I gave my power over to them.
Right, right.
So we if we can get a hold of setting boundaries, and then it becomes freeing. It becomes like, okay, I can feel all the way excited about the different decisions and choices that I'm making because they serve me well.
Mm-hmm.
They serve me well. Okay. So let me go to the next one. So spend quality time alone. It kind of connects with the enjoy staycations, but
Mm-hmm.
when I talk about quality time alone, I love to I have an app that I've been using. I literally can tell you I've been using this app since 2021. But
Mm.
so when I was enrolled in the IIN to get my recertification as an integrative nutrition health coach, I learned of an app called Breathe, and it's spelled
Mm.
Breethe.
Okay.
And I think I've done probably, I can actually tell you, I think I've done maybe close to 800 or so sessions on here. Let's see. I think I'm close to 800 sessions. 725. I see it here.
Oh, wow.
725 of spending quality time with this app that would take, and there's all different kinds of meditations. There's even Christian meditations, okay, with scriptures and different things. There's ones for sleep, there's different ones for weight loss,
Mm.
or anxiety. I mean, whatever it is, creating better relationships for success. And so far with 725, like total, it says 725 days in total, and it says the hours that I've done this is 460 hours and 47 minutes.
Okay. That's
The
great.
Yeah, the longest streak that I went with doing these one day after another was 113 days. That's my longest
Wow.
streak.
Nice.
How this has helped me was to understand the quietness, to understand what quietness means, not to be afraid of being by myself and being quiet. I'm expressing that because for a long time in my life, I didn't want to be by myself. I always had to have somebody with me. Come on, let's go here. Or come on, let's
Mm-hmm.
go through this. Come on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Once again, hear my heart. But I found for me that was masking that was masking the silence and the quietness. Why was I
Mm-hmm.
afraid of that? Why was I afraid of
Right.
that? What was
And
I
I
not?
do know a lot of people that always got to be with somebody or doing something, or, they just look like, are, like you said, afraid to be quiet and alone, and to
Quiet.
just enjoy their self,
Yep.
you know,
Yep,
or
to enjoy themselves,
yes.
that's what I found, that I really didn't want to spend not absolute time alone, and I had to kind of dig through that and figure that out and figure out what
Mm-hmm.
where was that coming from, that I didn't feel complete just within myself. I'm just talking.
Right.
So this app on my phone helped me with that. It helped me to be able to steal away and to have quiet time, because I could listen to the breath that I was breathing in. You know what I mean? I could
Mm-hmm.
listen to my thoughts. I could kind of get grounded and feel set. So I'm not an affiliate or anything for this app, but I have to literally say it was something that it was, I just love it.
Yeah.
So I'm a lifetime person now. I bought the lifetime.
Okay.
I don't have no reason to stop.
Yeah.
I don't have no reason to stop. And when I feel like moments of me doing too much, or if like I go to sleep, I usually will have my AirPods in and I will just lay there and I will literally just do a meditation, and it feels great.
Mm-hmm.
Or even throughout the day, there's 1 minute ones, because
Okay.
I want to spend quality time alone. Now, the thing too with spending quality time alone is that those are the best times when I have clarity of thought.
Yes.
Clarity of thought.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes on through with spending quality time alone. This next one with saying no, I want to put a different spin on it, okay? So with saying no in this regard, so I want to tell you personally know how I have the creativity on top of creativity. I get that just from my mom. She was very creative, but we know
Mm-hmm.
I knit, I sew, I can crochet. I haven't put that out there. Yes, I can crochet. You know what I mean? I taught, all these things, taught myself, I know how to, I realized, with the painting, the drawing, the painting, the mixing things very well with the essential oils, you know what I mean? Like the formulas. I'm thinking of all the different things, the designing of graphic designs. And I mean, it just goes on and on. I had to learn to say no to everything. Can't be a business idea. I can't do everything at once. So I had to learn to say no to what was a hobby, you know what I mean, and what was like a business idea. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is my context of saying this. Yes, there are multi-billionaires that do all the 50 million things, right? We know that. But for me, it was playing too much on my emotions and just upon my thought process getting crowded on trying to do this, 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 and this. And then it would turn into procrastination because my to-do list was
Mm-hmm.
like if we, like the single page, I love my paper, the single page notebook, like single line, you know what I mean? And then I wonder why I'm going to bed disappointed because I didn't get nothing done. Well, girl, could it have been that you should have said no and just to stop and realize what was this, what was that? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The only way I really kind of started walking through this process was literally through prayer. And so, for anybody that's watching this on a replay, and I
Mm-hmm.
will share this as a replay, I will not hide behind my relationship with Jesus Christ. I will
Right.
not hide behind that. So I had to literally just kind of stop and pray and say, Lord, you made me. You told me I
Right.
was fearfully and wonderfully made in your image. I've got all of these different talents. Can you please, I had to like start praying that way. Help me realize what's this, what's that. I do this, I do that. And even for those that have followed my journey, I've been with multiple different companies. I've done, many things. I've done many things. And then I had to be just fine with being able to say that was a season in my life. That season is over.
Yeah.
That season is over. I'm moving on. So saying no in that regard feels a little bit different because in essence, you're really kind of saying no to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In order to bring the highest good out of yourself, what does that look like? Because, like, for example, I love to sew. I haven't actively sewn a full garment. So I needed to release in a while, like a complete full, like, a whole wardrobe type thing. I needed to release myself from carrying the weight of me not sewing right now. So we have to think about it. And if we're saying yes to something else that maybe we feel like we should be doing, maybe it's time to
Mm-hmm.
say no.
Yeah.
Does what resonates with you with these last couple of topics? Anything?
Yes. Kind of what you had just mentioned about prioritizing your to-do list, and I have to get better at doing that, and also putting things that I really want to do first, and then maybe some of the things that can come later, putting those things second, or either just taking them off my list for a while, or
See,
some.
oh my gosh, I love that. Taking them off the list for a while. That's
Yeah. And because I was going to say, one of the things that I wanted to prioritize that I've been trying to get back to is playing the piano,
okay.
because I was doing that before the pandemic. And then, once the pandemic hit, my teacher wasn't teaching,
Oh, okay. Okay.
being close up on, his students and all of that. So I really want to get back to that.
Yeah, and I think that if so, I one of my mentors, her name is Michelle Rohr.
Mm-hmm.
She and you've heard me mention her name before. She talks a lot about listening to, what is coming to the forefront. You know what I mean? Like listening to that, and we don't need to deny that. Don't
Mm-hmm.
need to deny that. You feel as if you really want to play the piano. I've heard how great your music is. I do remember you play beautifully well. And it's like when we
Thank you.
say yes, and Michelle always talks about like saying yes to desire within you. You desire to play the piano. When it's like
Mm-hmm.
when you don't do it, then it feels like so much struggle. And when you do it, then you're like, man, this feels great. This is
Right.
this is the place to be. I've learned so much from her. It's great. And she came into my life right when I needed that. So I'm all into her community.
Yeah.
I am in that thing because she's great. She's great and she just speaks. And so even with some of the decisions that I recently made in my life, just to be transparent, I really felt, as you know, I needed to bring that knitting forward, because knitting is
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole different thing. It helps with self-care. It helps with actually, like the motor skills. It's a sense of
Right.
peace. It's a sense of accomplishment. And that was something that I was missing in my life. I was feeling unfulfilled because I was doing different things that kind of felt open-ended.
Yeah.
To take some yarn, to take it from looks right here, to take it as a ball of something and it ends up as a hat, a sweater, a scarf,
Yes.
that was a sense of completion. It was a sense of
Mm-hmm.
accomplishment for me. So I felt like I had been suppressing that for so long. It needed to come to the forefront. Okay.
Right.
The same thing that has come forth with the same forefront with Mary Kay. I've been feeling as if there's a huge mission, journey, vision that connects with that self-care with the women that I already talk to. I'm already telling you stuff. You know what I mean? I'm already telling you. And so I have actually right here, because I got my post-it notes. I have here, my mission is to help my customers live their lives through the lens of self-care with the daily use of beautiful Mary Kay products. So the lady that I was working with today, I got her all set up. We did her complimentary facial, and she literally confirmed what I had said. She said, "Shalynne, this is ministry for you."
Mm.
I was like, "Ooh, I knew that." Because you know what I mean? I'm like, I felt like there was just an opportunity, like you and I spending time tonight.
Yes.
We're talking about life. And if I can get women to be in the mirror, we're gonna do the self-care. You're gonna put the cleanser on your face. And while you're looking, you're gonna admire your own beauty. You're going to say a prayer. You're going to say an affirmation. You're going to connect. And it's beautiful. It's great. But that's the kind of thing that happens. So Gwen, when you get back to piano, you never know where that might take you when you answer to that desire. You never know.
Right.
What if one day you find yourself in a senior home playing the piano for seniors?
Yes.
You never know.
Right. Right.
But until you, like you said, take some things off of your list to say no right now and put these other things on the list and go through that, the world is there waiting for you. The world is there waiting for you.
I
Oh,
received that.
yes. Okay, the next one, ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. Don't partially ask for stuff. This one is real quick. Don't partially ask for something. If somebody asks you what you need, and I realize I will only say some of the things. Well, what do you usually do? Well, I really need, and if you could just, and is it okay if I realize I'm short?
Right.
Why am I asking for stuff like that? What in the world? How is that still connected to low self-esteem or just not valuing myself? Nope. What do you need? Oh, thank you so much for asking. I need do. And I had to practice that. But I'm telling you, it became a thing of asking what I need. And it would actually happen. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I asked for what I needed. I got the help that I needed. You know what I mean? I actually
Right.
got what I asked for.
Right. Right.
So anytime there's a thing that comes up, well, if you can, see how I shrink down a little bit?
Uh-huh.
If you can, do you mind? And if it's okay. No. Ask for what you need confidently. Confidently. That is the key. So let me ask you, does that resonate with you as well?
Yes.
Yep. It does. I'm not asking for examples, but I know
Right.
I can tell it does. Because I felt like the last thing on that, and then I'm gonna move on to the very last one, is I felt as if there's an apologetic thing that goes into that when you half ask. for something.
Yeah.
Do you not feel that you should have all of whatever it is you're asking for? Ask for it.
Right. Right.
Ask for it. Because people won't know what you're thinking. The people aren't mind readers.
That's true.
You got to ask for it.
Right.
Okay. All right.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Thank you. The very last one is forgive yourself.
Wow.
I have to take a deep breath on that one.
Yeah.
Forgive yourself. Because we can be so hard on ourselves that we will keep our own selves like in whatever. You know what I mean? You put yourself in this little box. You do that to
Hmm.
yourself when you don't. If you think about sometimes like why did I do that? I'm so dumb. You can't say things like
Right. Right.
you can't. Or I'm not good at that because I failed at that. Who said that?
Right.
It's the cassette tape that's running through our head. We got to press stop on that. And we've got to learn how to forgive ourselves. I had to learn to forgive myself. We all have things that we've said, done to ourselves or even just to others, or you know what I mean? There's all kind of things that's in our background, myself included. But I can't not live my next day because of what I did all this other time ago.
Right.
I can't move forward. So, okay, all right, I gotta forgive myself. I got to give myself room. I have to forgive myself and either accept who I was at that time,
Hmm.
the journey that I was on at that time, and learn from those things, forgive myself, and move on. And move on. Woo! Girl.
Mm.
All right.
That's good.
And it became a thing of sometimes I know I would say it out loud. Forgive myself. It's okay, Shalynne. You're not perfect. Learn from what you did. People say you can't talk to yourself. Girl, I will talk to myself. I will say, because I know that my subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the spoken word and the actual thing. So if I'm telling myself I forgive myself, I do. I,
Hmm.
I want Shalynne to know that she's forgiven, and I will no longer operate from a place of lack, from even holding
Hmm.
myself back. So we did it. 30 minutes. Boom. Okay. Take us on home. Take us on home, and then tell me what's your thoughts. Just like I say, I thank you for allowing me to record this. I do want to share it. I do want to share it. Thank you for that. Bring us on home. Tell me some takeaways, or maybe what could you share for those that will watch this later? Anything else you want to share?
Well, I think all of them hit home, and I can use all of them to enhance what, I aspire to do, like I mentioned with the piano, with the writing of the book,
Mm-hmm.
and other things that are in my mind that I want to accomplish as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it'll help me also as far as with, the exercise, the weight journey, all of that. I want to put that on my priority list as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I think all of them will, um, and just looking over what we went over and,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just thinking about it and uh, using it as a tool
Yeah.
to get to where I want to be. So
Oh,
I
I love
thank
it.
you.
You're welcome. And literally what I taught you can be a self-care success with all of these different things. So there are 8 steps to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
One way, because as you just mentioned, to use this as a tool, you could literally go through your journal. In your journal, you can take the topic of ask for help and start right there and journal through that
Right, right.
and walk through the different things that you put underneath that heading. And then when you feel as if that's something that you've worked on, you've identified in your life, then maybe go to the next one.
Okay.
Put
Yeah,
yourself
that's
first.
good. I like that
Mhm.
approach.
Okay, good. That's helpful. Perfect. Put yourself first. Okay. All right. Now I'm working on this and put myself first. What do I need to do to put myself first? What are some things that I've been wanting to get a massage every day for a week? Why can't I treat myself to that for 1 week or
Right.
whatever it is? Work through that and work through each one.
Mm-hmm.
Work through each one and just develop and just work on yourself. So while I'm saying that that will work for you, that's what will work for me, because
Right.
as we grow, evolve, change, become a self-care success, we are putting that out there that I am getting myself to this place. Then you begin to change these into affirmations. I am asking for help. I put myself first. I enjoy staycations. I have my boundaries in place. Do you see what I'm saying? It becomes
Mm-hmm.
a way of life. It becomes
Yes.
a way of life. And you can just keep cycling.
Yeah.
You can keep cycling because you'll say, oh my God, this just happened. I need to go back and dig a little bit more into forgiving myself. Let
Right.
me work through that again. So that's some goodness right there. Woo,
Yeah.
girl.
Some
Okay.
good stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. This has been great. I appreciate spending time with you. These are things that I want to do it. I felt within myself, just my intuition just kind of jump up and said, you know what? Why don't you be transparent? Why don't you share? Why don't you, go to the back
Mm,
of the cupboard, find that stuff that's back there and pull it out. So these are some
yeah.
things that I want to keep doing, because I
Well,
feel like I need to share. So there we have
well,
it.
thank you. I appreciate you sharing.
Okay, you are welcome. I thank you for your transparency and joining the conversation. So, okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to say goodbye to
Okay.
everybody. I'm going to ask you to hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for joining, becoming a self-care success in 8 easy steps. My name is Shalynne Barr. If you really have any comments to watching this, you can find this will be housed over on my website at www.shalynnebarr.com, or maybe you'll find it on YouTube. You never know, but I want to hear how this connected with you. Thank you so much for watching the replay, and thank you, Gwen, for joining. And I'll have
Of course.
I'll have more things for you all. Have a great night. Bye for now. Okay, let me stop the recording. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, so officially, goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, Shalynne.
You're welcome.